Anyone remember this game? No? Yeah, I didn't think so. It's pretty much the black sheep bastard child of the Donkey Kong series, so I don't really blame you. It was originally a GameCube title that was promoted to exclusively use that DK Bongo accessory, and I'm sure it worked fine, and once you got a handle on it, it probably felt really intuitive or something like that. I don't have a fucking clue since I never played it on the GameCube. The idea of using those things just to move DK left or right instead of a joystick because the developers wanted to justify the bongo's existence? Yeah. I might have been young at the time and I might have loved Donkey Kong, but I wasn't no dummy. Even if it worked, to play a platformer without a proper controller just seemed, well, dumb. I mean, I completely get it for the Donkey Konga games, the bongos were tailor-made for them. It's a rhythm game, all you have to do is time the smacks. A platformer though, it kinda demands more from the player, and although I just recently learned that it could still be played with a GameCube controller, it isn't gonna matter if people didn't know you could. I mean, come on. I just now learned that the game didn't require the bongos, so if I thought the GameCube version was restricted, then I couldn't have been the only one. So considering not a lot of people talk about this game, it's safe to assume that people probably thought the same way I did back then. But we're not talking about the GameCube version. Oh, no. We're talking about the Wii version, and holy hell! If this control scheme was presented like this back in 2004, then I don't think I'd have to be painting this in such a grim style, because Donkey Kong Jungle Beat is actually pretty fun. Now that you know that you can actually control DK normally, this turns into a platformer anyone can jump into. You do most of the things that you would do in the Donkey Kong Country games. You move, you jump, you collect bananas, and hey, you can even use more than one kind of animal buddy, retro. Ahem. One of the things you'll first notice though is just how brutal Donkey Kong is in this game. In fact, he's much more aggressive than we usually see him. Like, look at the boss fights for the game's newly introduced villain Kongs. That's just straight up a street fight, so fuck yeah. Actually, that's one of the things you'll notice fairly quickly is that besides Donkey Kong himself, everything feels pretty foreign here. No Kremlings, no Cranky or any supporting Kongs, not even Diddy Kong. This was the first DK platformer developed after Rare wasn't a second-party developer, and it shows. Nintendo wanted to make DK their own again. And while I don't really like the fact that they abandoned a lot of the traits from the Country trilogy, this wouldn't have been a bad place to start either since there were some good ideas. The idea of making DK originally control with the bongos has made him a bit more versatile thanks to the Soundwave attack. It allows him to attack in different directions, as well as reach for items like bananas and health, as well as interact a bit more fluently with terrain like vines or mushrooms. This is a lot better than blowing flowers in returns. And like I mentioned, more brawler-like fights with the motion controls has made it feel a bit more engaging and shook up the gameplay a bit. You're gonna be doing things in this game that you can't do in any other DK game, so that's always nice. Not to say it's perfect though, it's pretty short compared to other Donkey Kong games with only 50 stages, and due to how quickly these stages flow, it probably won't take you longer than 3 hours to play through all of them. Maybe 12 hours max if you're planning to 100% this game, give or take. Also, if you think it's gonna have that trademark difficulty that the series is known for, well, you might have to look elsewhere. But if you're willing to put down $25 to $30, then you might just enjoy one of the GameCube and Wii's hidden gems. It might not be a country game, but it's still worth checking out.